Hey there folks, and welcome to the video, and here I'm going to be talking about Assetto Corsa Competizione. As Kunos and 505 Games have just released the GT4 pack, adding 11 GT4 cars across the past decade for £17.99. And what I want to talk about in this is, well, the cost of it first and foremost in comparison to rival sims, and then about the pack itself. So firstly, ACC itself is £34.99, and the Intercontinental GT pack, which was previously released, is £12.49. So this is more expensive than the Intercontinental GT pack, which added 4 more tracks to it, which, okay, I kind of understand. But at the same time, I can think of 3 other games, and whilst I will be referring to them as racing sims, I also will refer to them as games, I'm afraid. Are we talking about their kinds of models? Are we talking about rFactor 2? Because I think this as kind of a direct competitor to ACC. I'll be talking about iRacing. And I'll be talking about RaceRoom Racing Experience, which I'll also refer to as R3E. Now, in comparison to the other 3, the most similar in terms of its model would probably be RF2. But then the difference between RF2 and ACC is that, well, ACC is a licensed game. RF2 carries some licenses, but not in the same way. However, for £13.60 on the UK market, you can pick up the GT3 pack for RF2, which adds 11 cars. Of course, 2 of them are McLarens, and 2 of them, I believe, are actually Audi R8s. But it adds 11 cars nonetheless, all of which 397 have put together pretty well. Whereas the GT4 pack has 11 GT4 cars for £17.99. So, do I think that it's worth that little bit extra? Well, I think the GT4 comes with a lot more kind of customizability. Part of that is because of how ACC is itself. Also, the kind of rarity and exclusivity of it. Not really many games do GT4s, which is a bit of a shame, but I'll be talking about that more when I talk about the actual content itself. Now, in comparison to the R3E and iRacing models, this is completely different. The R3E model is, game is free, you buy cars and tracks as extra. Sometimes in bundles, sometimes individually. The iRacing thing is monthly subscription, and then you buy the content. Of course, both come with some free content, but what we're talking about isn't really covered by that. This pack sort of fits in the middle ground between the 2. So part of it does sit towards the RF2 thing of, oh, it's an add-on to an already existing kind of IP in the game. But part of it is, oh, this is a little bit that you do for this bit, a bit like R3E, a bit like iRacing. So it sits right in the middle of 2 markets, which I guess makes sense given the £17.99 price tag. It sits more expensive than the RF2 kind of expectations, but slightly cheaper, I'd say, than the R3E equivalent, and definitely cheaper than the iRacing equivalent. And for what you got, I would personally say it's kind of worth it. You've got 11 high detail cars, and they are all a lot of fun to drive. I can say from my experience, and believe me, it's quite limited because I have driven a BMW M4 GT4 before. You can check a video for that out in the description below, as well as my live stream that I did trying out the GT4 pack. And of course, my hardware here is quite limited because I've got a Logitech G29 wheel and pedals. But the M4 felt very similar to how I expected it to, given my real-world experience with the car. And each of the cars brings something unique to the table. If it's just the way that they look from different angles and from different views, they bring something nice and unique. Including, say, the Maserati that doesn't have ABS and TC. But would I recommend it? I think that's probably the big question. And for that, I have to combine both the things I talked about. Both the kind of cost of it and the content itself. And to be honest, my recommendation's kind of got a couple of caveats to it. If you're somebody who, like myself, bought ACC on a sale and the Intercontinental GT pack on a sale, yeah, I'd recommend it. Because, well, it just adds more to the game. You already bought it on a sale, so you've not invested as much as some other people might have. But if you are somebody who's looking at buying ACC right now, if you're looking at buying the Intercontinental GT pack as well, you're looking at a total of, well, if you're in the UK like myself, £65, £66. And really, I don't think ACC is worth that much with those two pieces of DLC. I would probably wait for it to get onto a sale before buying it, just because, I mean, you can get the experience out of it, but it will be highly reliant on you getting the multiplayer experience. If you're looking for something that does something similar, I would recommend probably RF2, but that's because I like more of the kind of solo play elements, or the original Assetto Corsa, because you can get that much cheaper, and it's highly moddable. So is RF2 to the same degree, but I think Assetto Corsa has RF2 beat for that. But if you're looking at getting into something properly as a sim, and you're looking to commit to one, if you're looking for something like GT racing and you're looking for a lot of fun, the GT4 pack and ACC is quite a good combination. Because ACC's got, I believe, quite a stable online and league rated system compared to something, say, RF2. And if you look at a more casual end of it, given the amount of money that I poured into iRacing just on membership alone, I would not recommend iRacing unless you've got the kind of money to commit to that long term. And R3 is cool, but I don't believe it's got a similar kind of presence. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I'd say definitely think about buying it, but I can only properly recommend it if either you want to commit to this long term, or if you already have ACC and you bought it and maybe the Intercontinental GT pack on a sale. But on that note, thank you so much for watching, and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you've tried it out, let me know what you think. Because at the end of the day, this is just my thoughts. Other people are going to say other things differently. Bye for now.